The West Bank is one of the most hostile regions in the world, with almost constant conflict between Israelis and Palestinians. Following the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, the armistice agreement between Israel and neighboring Arab states eliminated Palestine as a distinct territory. The remaining land was divided up amongst Egypt, Syria and Jordan. During the Six-Day War in 1967, Israel captured the West Bank and Gaza, and these annexed regions have become the focal points for the Palestinians' fight for statehood. In 2002, Israel began erecting the West Bank Barrier, an 8-metre-high concrete wall. Checkpoints are strictly marshalled by Israeli troops and are hotspots for skirmishes between the two sides. One thing that is used to try and promote peace in this troubled area is sport. Football is by far the most popular game here, but there is another sport that's trying to gain a foothold in the West Bank. That sport is rugby union. But does anyone on the streets of Ramallah actually know what it is?
This is an American football, right?
It's American football.
The sport's called pool, I think.
American football?
No idea.
American football.
They play on grass or maybe in water. It's like basketball, and players try to score goals.
Have you ever heard anything about rugby?
No, only basketball, volleyball and football.
One native of the West Bank who does know a thing or two about rugby union is this man. Jamal Abu Farha plays for the Beit Jala Lions, the first all-Palestinian rugby team.
There's not many here who know about rugby union. Most people are into football. The FIFA World Cup is a huge deal here, and people are really passionate about the teams that play in Europe. At the moment, rugby can only dream of that popularity. When I tell people that I play rugby, I usually have to first mention American football and then explain what the differences are between the two sports.
The Beit Jala Lions were formed in 2007. With help from the Munster Supporters Club in Ireland, the Lions have managed to survive, despite little funding and a lack of equipment. In 2010, they were invited by their former coach and Hungarian international Marton Bistri to play a friendly tournament in Budapest. There, the Lions had the chance to play and train alongside teams from other nations.
It was a good experience for us as a team. There were lots of sides in that tournament, one of which was a team from Israel. I'll admit that prior to the game there was a slight feeling of unease from both teams. We had nothing against them. Off the pitch we chatted together and seemed to get on well, but there was some tension during the match. There were a couple of small incidents, but nothing major. After all, it's rugby. Anyway, we lost that game 26-5.
The Lions are currently the only rugby union team in Palestine. Last year, the Ramallah Blue Snakes had to fold due to lack of numbers. Today, the Lions mostly play sevens practice matches amongst themselves. In order for the sport to grow here, Lions coach and fly half Nicola Stefan believes that the key is introducing the sport to children.
We've been trying to figure out how to improve things for rugby in Palestine. We want to develop the game and establish more teams here. In order to do that, we realized that we have to introduce people to the sport at a young age. So last year, in April and May, we went into schools. We set up rugby trials to see how the youngsters reacted to the sport, and I'm pleased to say that it was a success. The children really took to the game, and that offers hope for the future.
The Lions are blazing a trail for the sport of rugby union in the Palestinian territories. There's a long path ahead before the game gets a firm foothold here, but little by little, inroads are being made.
Of course, I'm very proud to play for Palestine's first rugby union team. If the sport can develop further, then the ultimate dream is to establish a Palestinian national team. It would be amazing to compete at tournaments in the Arab world and beyond. But before that day comes, we have to get things right at the grassroots level. We have to bring on our youngsters and set up tournaments in Palestine. I would love to see an annual rugby union tournament held in Palestine for Palestinian teams. That's the short-term goal. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens.